Hello everyone, and welcome to the intro video to the first Brass Leaf series, which is going to be a simple tutorial series on how to do Java programming. And here we're going to start with simply getting the environment and a simple hello world. Alright, so first, the environment that I would suggest using just for people who are completely unfamiliar with programming would be BlueJ, just because it is not a professional environment to work in. However, it is nice for learning because it doesn't do everything for you. The compiler, sorry, not the compiler. Well, the compiler's fine, but the debugger is quite effective and easy to use. BlueJ as a whole is easy to use, so that is why I would recommend it for beginners. Anyway, let's get to it. So, there's two things you're going to need to start being able to program. One is an environment, which we're going to be using BlueJ, and then a JDK, a Java Development Kit. So these links will be provided in the description below. So to start, I would recommend getting the JDK. Sometimes it seems like your computer might already have it, but chances are it won't. So we're going to download this. Now I already have it, but I'm still going to go through the process now. Obviously, if you have a Mac, download it for Mac OS. If you have Linux, download it for Linux, or whatever Solaris Spark is. But I have Windows, so I'm going to download the Windows button. Got me. Oh, there's the button. My bad. Okay, there we go. Sorry, didn't see that. So you'd save the file. Then it's just going to take its time. Well, in the meanwhile, for BlueJ, while that downloads, sometimes people pre-download things for videos like these. I feel show them the button, just go through the process so that they feel like they're going through the same process. So it's actually 10 seconds. I was already done. And I'm just going to download the one for BlueJ, which again, Mac OS, Ubuntu, which is a different OS, but again, I have Windows, so I clicked Windows. I'm going to save that file. Now I'm going to head to my Files Explorer, and then that's just downloading the process. So I would run this. Hopefully this doesn't screw up the JDK I already have in my computer. I doubt it would, though. Yes. Not sure if you guys saw my background, but yes, that is Vegeta. Forgot about that. Might take a second to load up. And I'm just going to pause until it loads. Okay, it's preparing to install. Sorry, I didn't want to have say 20 seconds of silence, and I don't have good video editing software, and by good I mean I do not have video editing software. Should get some, but we'll see. Okay, so you now have the wizard to help you install, so welcome to the installation wizard. Next. That's fine as it is. Next. And then it's just going to download. And for example, it should figure out which one you need to download, but just make sure that, say, if you have a 64-bit computer, which chances are you do, that you use the 64-bit version rather than the 32-bit version. Okay, it's finally installing. Sorry, I paused for that again because it just took a second to get started. Again, don't want just silence. Can't be too sure of how long it'll take, so try to actually pause in between. And again, it just might take a second. And while it's installing, just a quick simple explanation. A JDK is, just as the name implies, it's a Java Development Kit. This is just the parts with which the environment would work with so that you can develop programs rather than just running said programs. And then BlueJ would be the environment to then utilize the JDK so that you can actually work with it, because JDK in and of itself is not enough to make programs with. Okay, then it's going to bring up the custom setup. Enable Java content in the browser. Yes, why not? And then it's going to actually install Java. Shouldn't take too long, though. Says the man who's paused this video, at least the recording of this video, at least 3 times because the installation was taking longer than I wanted it to. But at least I can see the green bar moving, so that's the difference. Also, I do apologize if I sound tired. It's just I have just coming out of work, so a bit sleepy. And I did promise my coworker and friend that I would work on this video, as well as I think I'm going to do 2 others today if I can, so that he may learn to program. And now we're done installing. Sorry, again, paused it, just it was taking a bit. Click next tutorials, the API documentation. That is literally why I'm here. Well, I'm not, you understand. I'm not here for the tutorials, you are here watching a tutorial. Close that. Now we want to install the BlueJ environment. Please wait while the setup wizard prepares to guide you through the installation, computing space requirements. Joke's on it, I already have BlueJ. I now understand why people will pre-download things. And now it is ready to install. So you click next, install for just for you. That's my name. Or you can install it for use on the machine, whichever. But like, the chances are it's probably just yours, I imagine. Anyway, next. Add file associates, bluej.bjar. Yes, that just makes things easier. Because then you can manage your files a little bit easier. It's not a big deal, but down the road it's better that you do rather than not. And then that's whether you want a menu shortcut and a desktop shortcut, that's up to you. Personally, I'm just going to say no because I do not need it. You might want it, depending. As long as you could have a way of finding it. And then program files 86, BlueJ, yes, that's perfectly fine. Just let that go there. Unless you want it somewhere else in which you can change it, but far be it from me to tell you what you can and cannot do. Click install to begin the installation. What a concept. And then we wait again. The question is, how long does it take? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to just pause. Oh. Yes, agree. Publisher unknown, University of Kent, actually. Although I believe it's John Rosenberg and M. Michael Colling? Are those umlauts over the O? Maybe. Oopsies. There we go. Ah, it's almost done. Removing files. Removing backup files. This might be because I already have BlueJ, so it's effectively a reinstallation. Copying new files. Almost done. Click the finish button. Okay, I finished it. Guess it's not going to run it first time. Alright, so then we'll just simply look it up. Alright, so let's look it up. Type to search. BlueJ. Desktop app. And then some of those are just some of my old assignments from school and whatnot. Desktop app. Run, please. Oh, this is so embarrassing. One moment. Alright, well, let's just go to local disk, program files 86, BlueJ, and then bluej.exe, which is just an execution file. So it's going to run BlueJ, and there's a pretty high likelihood it's just going to load up whatever I worked on last, which I don't remember. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's an early college program. Not sure why that opened up. And then, hold on. Just had to move that down. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is start a new project. Name it. Jesus. That's the very long path. Hey. I'm just gonna start a new whatchamacallits, a new directory. Desktop brass leaf. It won't make it. Very well, I will make it. Alright, so I made a new folder. I'm going to select the folder to work in. This is going to be where I put all the programs I work with. So we're going to start with Hello World. Literally the most typical whatchamacallits program that can be worked on. I'm just going to close that out. Alright, so you're going to want a new class, which a class is just like a segment of code that you're working on. Some classes may be the class that actually runs the main program. Other classes might just be a part that contributes to others, like to other classes. Now this one we're just going to call Hello World. Not on, right. For naming conventions, normally class names, if I recall, you would want the first letter capitalized and then the first letter of every word capitalized. Depending on other rules and whatnots. There's classes, abstract classes, interfaces, unit tests, enumerators, and JavaFX classes. However, for this, we're only going to be working with classes for at least a while. Oh, and no spaces or special characters. Like, I believe you can't do certain characters like that. Although, I think you can do a $, for example. There's just a couple of special characters that you cannot do. That's just because of naming conventions and whatnot. But so we're going to hit OK. Hello World, open it up. Now, I'm just going to make this blank just to show you some formatting. So, / asterisk, and then enter. And it'll make a comment. A comment is something that will not be written in, or will not be compiled into the program. So whatever you put in the comment, like this comment, is a comment. This will not contribute to the code beyond, say, just helping explain the code. Now, there's two ways to comment. That's another way. Anything after that, those two lines is not going to come up. However, with these kind of comments, it's nice because it auto-extends as you hit enter. So you might want to put something like the author, your name, or your name here. But like I said, I'm just going to put my name there. And say the date. The date is 7/25/18. And then version 1.0. And then now what you're going to need next is you're going to need your class header. So public class hello world. Now fun fact, whatever you name the class will actually change this name over here. So I can name this, well, I can name whatever, but I'll change that, which is just interesting. Error. That shouldn't be an actual error. Oh, right. I haven't put any brackets down yet. But yes. Hello world. And then you're going to need squiggly brackets. These are going to be these are going to be the two keys next to the P key on your keyboard. Although you're going to have to hit shift for those. It's not the square brackets, it's the squiggly brackets. I don't remember the name of it though. And then you're going to want your method header. So public static void main. Now don't worry about why this header is like how it is, at least for now. For the sake of this, you do not need to really know that. That's just simple information. Like it's not necessary for the moment. We're dealing with simple information. Oh, my bad. I forgot something. String args. Yes. So public static void main string square brackets. This is the squiggly brackets, but without holding the shift key. Args, and then close parentheses. So this is a class. This is a method. Well, okay, not void, but this is a class. This is a method. In fact, this is a main method. It's a special kind of method that would actually run the whole program, or at least which you would run the whole program from. Now, we're just going to finish this one little line, and then we're going to call this a video. System.out.println. Now some people call it print line, println. I call it print line. And then you're going to want those the parentheses and a semicolon at the end. Every statement in Java needs to have a semicolon at the end, with very few exceptions that I can think of. Anyway, so whatever is in the parentheses and then quotation marks is going to be printed out. Now there's some keys, like tricks and whatnot to that, but we'll go over that another time. So for this, just hello world. Some people do an exclamation mark, but we're going to do a period because we're not that excited. So compile that. Screw it. You know what? We are excited. It's your first program. Probably. Anyway, so compile. Class compiled. No syntax errors. A miracle in itself. And then we're going to go back to here. We're going to run it. So you're going to right click, void main string args. And then don't worry about that. Just hit OK. And it's going to come out of the console. Hello world. And so whatever you... on the recorder is blocking for me moving that. There we go. So whatever you put into there would print out to the console. So, for example, I could do hello everyone. Just name there. Compile. And then run. Now keep in mind, this was actually from the previous time we ran it. This is the different one. I can go to options, clear, and then run this again, and then it'd just be hello everyone. Anyway, so I believe this video has been long enough. I'll see you guys in the next one.